Have you ever felt the weight of the world pressing down on you, as if you're surrounded by people yet utterly alone? What if the one person you barely noticed saw your pain and decided to step in? Today's story is for those who crave an in-depth look at raw human emotion and truth. You're amazing for being here, so let's dive in. It all began with a simple idea. A man named Cody Walker had built his empire from scratch, gas stations scattered across small towns and highways, each one buzzing with life. Cody wasn't born into wealth, he was born from grit. His father worked 2 jobs just to put food on the table, and Cody vowed he'd never live paycheck to paycheck again. Now, years later, he owned 23 gas stations under the name Walker Fuel. It was more than just a business, it was his legacy. Yet lately, something didn't feel right. The numbers weren't adding up, the inventory reports were off, and whispers about missing cash had reached his ears. Determined to get to the truth without hiring fancy investigators or planting hidden cameras, Cody decided to take matters into his own hands. He stripped away his executive image, trading his suit for worn jeans with frayed knees, a faded hoodie, and sneakers scuffed from miles on the road. For 3 days, he prepared for his undercover mission, even practicing a different way of speaking, lowering his voice, and slouching his shoulders so that he'd blend in. His plan was simple: visit one of his busiest gas stations as a customer, then pose as an employee, and uncover what was really happening behind the scenes. The gas station he chose was located in a small town called Pine Ridge. It wasn't flashy or enormous, but its location near a busy highway exit ensured steady traffic. One late afternoon, Cody walked in, feigning desperation for work. "Hey," he said, nervously scratching the back of his neck, "I heard you might need some extra help around here." Behind the counter stood a young woman named Emily Johnson. No older than 25, with freckles dotting her cheeks and her hair tied back in a messy bun, her warm smile almost disarmed him. "Yeah, we could use another pair of hands," she said after glancing at the clock. "But you'll have to talk to the manager first." Cody nodded, trying hard to keep his relief in check. "Sure thing, just point me in the right direction." Emily led him to a cramped office at the back where a middle-aged man named Mike sat hunched over a stack of paperwork. Mike barely glanced up when they entered. "What is it now, Emily?" he asked, irritation evident in his tone. "This guy says he's looking for work," Emily replied quickly, stepping aside. Mike studied Cody for a moment, then shrugged. "Fine. We're short-staffed anyway. You start now." For the next few days, Cody assumed the identity of Evan, a nobody trying to make ends meet. At first glance, everything appeared normal, customers came and went, fuel pumps clicked rhythmically, and Emily greeted everyone with genuine kindness. But Cody began to notice subtle details: Mike disappearing into the storage room for long stretches, Emily counting cash twice before locking it in the register, and once, late at night, he caught Mike slipping something into his pocket when he thought no one was looking. Still, Cody told himself not to jump to conclusions. People make mistakes, right? Perhaps there was a reasonable explanation. Then came the day that changed everything. It was pouring rain, a storm that made roads slick and drivers impatient. Undercover as Evan, Cody was restocking shelves while Emily managed the register. Mike had gone home early, claiming a headache, as the hours dragged on. With fewer customers arriving, only one car remained parked under the awning, a beat-up sedan with rusted fenders. A middle-aged man stepped out, his face partially obscured by the brim of his cap. Cody watched as Emily rang him up for gas, but instead of leaving, the man lingered. Emily glanced nervously toward the back room, then leaned in close to the stranger. They exchanged a few quiet words before she discreetly handed him a wad of cash from the register. Cody's stomach dropped. Was this theft, he wondered, his heart pounding. He waited until the man left before confronting Emily. "What was that about?" he asked, keeping his voice as calm as he could despite the anger rising inside him. Emily froze, eyes wide with panic. I don't know what you're talking about." "Don't lie to me," Cody snapped, surprising even himself with his sharp tone. "I saw you give him money, that's stealing from my business." Tears welled up in her eyes, and for a moment, Cody felt a pang of guilt, but he pushed it aside. This was his livelihood, after all. "Why would you do that?" he demanded. "It's my brother," Emily cried, voice trembling. "He owes someone a lot of money, and they threatened to hurt him if I didn't pay them off. I never meant to steal, I just needed time to figure things out." Cody stared, stunned. All this time, he had assumed greed or carelessness was behind the missing funds, but here was a woman caught between fear and desperation, doing whatever it took to protect someone she loved. His anger softened, replaced by sadness. "How much does he owe?" he asked quietly. $5,000, Emily whispered, staring at the floor. "I've been paying them bit by bit, but it's not enough, they keep demanding more." Cody sighed heavily, running a hand through his hair. What should he do? Turn her in, fire her, or try to fix this mess somehow? Before he could decide, the door burst open and Mike stormed in, soaking wet and furious. "What's going on here?" he barked, glaring at both of them. That's when Cody realized Mike must have known about Emily's situation all along and done nothing to stop it. Piecing together the clues, Mike's frequent trips to the storage room, the unexplained inventory discrepancies, and Emily's anxious demeanor, Cody understood the bigger picture. Mike wasn't innocent. He was exploiting Emily's vulnerability for his own gain. Without hesitation, Cody revealed his true identity. "Enough," he said firmly, standing tall. "I'm Cody Walker, owner of this company. I know exactly what's been happening here." Mike paled and stammered excuses, but Cody cut him off. "You're fired, effective immediately." Turning gently to Emily, he added, "And you, I want to help you, but you need to promise me you'll stop letting fear control you. There are better ways to handle problems than stealing from your own register." Over the next few weeks, Cody worked closely with Emily to clear her brother's debt, and he implemented stricter oversight across all his stations to prevent similar situations in the future. Though it cost him time and resources, he knew it was worth it. Sometimes doing the right thing meant taking risks, even when it hurt. So, what do you think? Should Cody have forgiven Emily completely, or was firing Mike the best decision? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to share where you're watching this from, it helps us connect globally. If you enjoyed the story, please hit that like button, it keeps us motivated to create more content for you. You're truly amazing for supporting stories like these. Now, here's the lesson I want you to take away: fear can make us do things we later regret, but facing the truth is always the first step toward healing. No matter how dark things may seem, there's always a way forward. Keep believing in yourself, and never give up. Thank you for watching, see you in the next one.